Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Payne. I've been a site director with Aim High for 4 years now. This summer for Aim High at Home, I will be an advisory teacher and a book club teacher. I am here today to give you some tips about setting up your environment and making the most out of our Aim High experience. One thing I definitely want to start off with is talking about having the correct mindset. So, in order to make the best out of this experience, you want to make sure that you have an open mindset, that you're ready to learn, be challenged, make new friends, have new experiences. And once you're open to that, you'll be able to make the most out of this and have fun while doing it as well. And we all know that sometimes there are days where we wake up and we don't feel that way. And I definitely want to let you know that there are ways that you can maybe find a space that you can make yourself have more positive attitude, whether it's finding something that you're grateful for, listening to your favorite song, whatever it is that can get you in those good spirits and that positive attitude and that open mindset. Go ahead and do that so that you can go ahead and, like I said, make the most of your experiences for Aim High at Home. Next, you want to make sure that you're doing some backwards mapping. What does that mean? That means that every student is going to get their schedule, and you want to make sure that you know when the first live class is. So whatever time your class starts, you want to make sure that you backwards map and you set an alarm up so that you can wake up with plenty of time to get ready. But that also means you got to go to sleep with enough time to get plenty of rest. I know that during this time, our sleep schedules have been very different than what we're used to in the traditional school year or even our traditional Aim High summer at our sites. So you want to make sure that you get plenty of rest ahead of time, making sure that you know that you have to go to sleep by a certain time because you have to get up the next morning at a certain time, right? So I call that backwards mapping. So making sure you know when your live class starts, the first live class, because all students will have a component of a Zoom live class with a teacher, and having that set up. So making sure that you have an alarm for that morning to wake up with plenty of time to get ready. Go ahead and get dressed like you're going to school. That will help you with getting ready and feeling motivated to get your day started. Second, making sure that you go ahead and eat something. Have a breakfast, have something that's going to fill you up. The thing you don't want is to be sitting in the middle of your live class and you're like hungry, your stomach's rumbling. Just making sure that you have something that you eat before class starts. And that way you focus more, you pay attention more, and you have way more energy. Also, that means that you also want to make sure that you have things ready near you, whether that means that you should have your pen and pencils and notebook at arm's length. So you want to have these things at arm's length. What does that mean? That means that while I'm sitting in my environment, in this environment for my live class, that I am able just to grab something by arm's reach, and I don't have to get up and go to the other room or across the room to go look for my pen or pencil, my notebook, right? Making sure that you have these essential things at arm's length makes it so easy so you're not as distracted by not having the things you need and not feeling ready for class. So a charger, make sure you have a charger nearby for your device. Having a water bottle next to you, close by, just in case you get thirsty during class, right? You have that, again, at arm's length, at arm's reach. And it's something that just helps you with establishing and having everything that you need nearby, right? It cuts out from having to get up during class and missing some of that class time that is essential for your experience. Also, you want to make sure you leave plenty of time so that you can also sign into your Zoom class. You will be sent a schedule, and in those schedules, teachers will be posting their link so that you can go ahead and log into that live class. When you go to log into that live class, you want to make sure that you leave plenty of time to sign in to your device, right? So opening up your device, getting it started, finding the link, going then and clicking on your link, and then signing in. So before you sign into your live class, you want to make sure that your Zoom has your first and last name. Sometimes we share devices, so just making sure that if someone used it before you, that it's not their name versus your name, right? Because when the teacher is looking to admit you into the class, because teachers will admit you into the classes for Zoom, that it says your name and not someone else's name, right? Because if they're looking for somebody and somebody else's name pops up, right, they probably won't admit you. So just making sure that you take those things into consideration. All those little things that sometimes we're like, oh, it just takes 5 minutes. Oh, it just takes 5 minutes. It takes a little longer sometimes. I got to go get my device. I got to go turn it on. Oh, it's not charged or whatever the issue, right? Make sure you have plenty of time for that. And talking about devices and charging, make sure, just like you're doing backwards mapping for going to sleep on time, making sure that the night before you charge your device, right? The last thing you want is your device dying in the middle of class or that you can't even turn it on, right? So you want to make sure that you charge your device the evening before, and that way when you wake up and you're ready to start class, it's charged. Also, when picking your space, wherever you're going to pick a space and make it that your environment for your live classes, I would also recommend, if possible, having your charger already plugged in somewhere nearby. So again, it's at arm's reach and you can just plug in your computer and have it charge while you're having your live class. And that way, you know, you're never going to run into an issue of your device dying on you in the middle of class, or, you know, getting to 5% in your battery and you're kind of starting to stress because your computer's about to die. So making sure that you have that will make your life very much less stressed during your Aim High at Home experience and those live classes. When talking about environment, so when setting up an environment for yourself so that you are able to focus and pay attention and participate in those classes, you want to think of an environment that you want to be able to sit in so that you're distraction free. So if you are able to go into your bedroom, close the door, and it's a quiet space, right? You want to make sure that you have a quiet space. That's a place that has good lighting, that you're not like sitting in a dark room and we can't see your face. During our live instruction, we will be asking students to have their cameras on if possible, because we want to be able to see you, see your beautiful faces, make community and have those experiences with you. And what best way to do it with your camera on. So when I say get ready in the morning, I mean get ready like you're going to school, because people are going to see you in your live classes. So making sure, again, going back to that lighting, making sure that you have good lighting in whatever room you're in, so that we are able to see you, that it's a quiet space, so that when it's your turn to participate in class, there's not all these other sounds or noises behind you. We also understand that sometimes we're in a shared space. We don't have a privacy of just going into a room and just, you know, closing your door. I totally get that. Sometimes you're in a shared space and there's things or people walking around you, and that's totally fine. But just making sure that you are able to focus and participate. You're going to be able to have a virtual background if you choose to. If you have that capability of having a virtual background, you can have one. But making sure that you're picking a quiet space so that you are able to focus. Also, if you are in a shared space, earbuds or headphones so that you can, you know, just make sure that you're not distracted by the sounds around you, right? I have little ones, and sometimes when I was doing live classes during the school year, they would kind of pop in here or there, right? And so we're aware that that's going to happen. Just making sure that you are putting your priorities at that time of live class with your teacher, right? And making sure that the people around you understand, like, this is the time that so-and-so is doing their live class, right? And just letting them know, like, oh, please make sure you keep it down. Maybe don't have the TV as loud, or maybe they can go into a different space, right? So just keeping all those things into consideration so that your space for your live classes is a place that is beneficial for you, productive, and distraction-free. Talking about distractions, I would make sure that this little device is not right in front of you. It's not at arm's reach. This is one of those things I would say should not be at arm's reach, because what's going to happen if you hear a buzz or a ding or anything, you're going to do this while you're in live class and be very distracted. So making sure that it's just on not disturb, silence, that it's across the room so it's not distracted during your class time. Obviously, if it's if you are asked to have that device for live class, that's very different. But if it's not, then I would definitely make sure that you take that and remove it from you, because we know that cell phones are a huge distraction for all of us. So I hope that these tips help you to create a great environment for your Aim High at Home experience. And don't forget that during this time, we know it's unique, we know it's different, but we also want to remind you that we want to make the best of it. We want to have fun with you, and we want to make sure that that Aim High magic is still there this summer, just like any other summer. If you are new to the program, it's going to be unique for you. It's going to be so different to be part of our Aim High family, and we welcome you. And for those of you who are returning, you know what that Aim High magic is. You know that you are part of it. So we're excited to have you and to have you experience Aim High at home this summer. I hope these tips help, and I will be seeing everybody around. Bye. Take care.